My entire stock market portfolio currently is £107,000. The reason why I'm telling you that is because I want to add to it and I want to tell you my plan because the ISA and the SIP allowances have totally reset. So yes, obviously, yeah, hello, I am a UK stock market investor. So the main primary element that I use at the minute, due to my age, is the stocks and shares ISA. This isn't about trading or chasing market hype or anything stupid like that. It's all about just using the right tools and investing in the right things, technically, to create, hopefully over time, with a zoom out approach, without panicking, wealth, without getting taxed to buggery on it. And if you like this sort of stuff, please do slap a like on the video. Also comment if you have both, or if you have a SIP or an ISA, I want to know. It's good for research purposes for future videos. I am going to also mention junior ISAs. I know people have been screaming at those for a while. So yes, we're going to talk about my whole wealth plan for 2026, 2027 with the tax year. Yes. So on the screen, as you can see, this is my stocks and shares ISA. Okay, £20,000 remaining. I can put cash in here. I can put stocks in here. That is for, well, buy stocks in here. You can see, as you can see over the course of time, I have made some money. It's not amazing amount of money. I'm a dividend growth investor, so it's not going to be perfect. And this isn't the sort of thing where we're kind of trying to get rich quick, as I've alluded to it. It's all about time, consistency, and hopefully, fingers crossed, over cost time, letting compound do its thing. There's no secret here, right? And that's a thing. As you know through my previous videos, this is my portfolio. It's nothing glamorous, I know that, but ultimately, it's all green pretty much apart from one. So it's not doing too bad. There's actually quite a lot of people copying this plan now, about 707 people, which is pretty damn impressive. So I like to keep it simple. But in terms of this portfolio alone, this is probably going to remain the same apart from one adaptation. I'm probably going to buy one more stock. That is as far as I've probably got to push it realistically in terms of getting 6 stocks and 3 funds. It's all around the 75% allowance, pretty much our allocation towards funds for the stability. It gives you good passive income. You know, when we talk about my payments and my payouts, they're actually pretty damn nice and they're pretty steady and stable. I've got really good funds out there that are really, really useful. The only downside to this, obviously, it takes time. We will talk about compounding in a bit. But more importantly, it's all about just having the habit. And yes, the annual income is pretty good. It's starting to snowball. I am effectively putting more money in the market than most people in terms of passive income versus, say, the norm, which is statistically mental. So all of that kind of side of it is really useful. The only downside to it is obviously volatility, what's happening in Iran. All those kind of things do upset people, but ultimately, once you're used to the game, it becomes easier. So since starting this brand here, I did not expect the amount of firepower it got. I created a limited company for this, basically. Market Mobster was my crypto brand, and I started doing personal finance videos on that channel. People liked it, and then as a hospital idea, when my missus was pregnant with Tilly, I created Your Money Mate. And it was just basically designed to be a YouTube channel. Obviously, it took off. So since October 2025, I've pretty much been a limited company for this brand as well as my crypto brand, putting it all together. Now, with that, it's changed how I think about money because I am getting a salary. I was bloody self-employed before that, and it was an absolute nightmare. I'd get paid loads or less or whatever. Then you have to pay on account and you lose a load of money through taxation. Absolute nightmare. So, yes, I've built more things than I expected to. But now, with my fiance essentially back from maternity leave, I've got more flexibility. So naturally, I could pay myself more. Well, technically, she can pay me more for the house and I can use my money for more investing. So I'm hoping we will come on to this in terms of a strategy shift. I will have more money going elsewhere, which will help me build more wealth. And I'm hopefully be able to showcase it on the channel a little bit, kind of ish. But my new focus is going to be doing something with my pension. I don't do much with my pension, as you can see. It's a bit shit, isn't it? So, yes, I do have £107,000. This is in here. This is my pension. Cool. 32,469 currently. It's up a little bit. It's not perfect. However, thus being said, yeah, I will aim to max out my ISA as, the obvious part. You all know that. That is the rule of the channel. Max out my ISA as much as I possibly can to get to that £1 million on my ISA, by the time I'm 50. We are still on course for that, even though we've had a bit of a hiccup. So that's all good. Consistency, cool. But once that's full, or I'm overreaching with that potentially, I have to also focus on the SIP. Realistically, I'm 34 now. I need to start getting into it. As a director of my company, I can put in my SIP through the business. That will then reduce corporation tax. It's incredibly tax efficient. So building that alongside my ISA is hugely important, because the whole goal for me is to pay myself a salary that's consistent every single month, right? That's fine. And then do bonuses, or more importantly, dividends. And obviously, yes, you can also talk about contributions into my SIP. So there's 4 different ways of doing it. Mainly, you wouldn't do the bonuses, you do dividends first, but if you're going to pay more dividends, you're going to have to do that eventually, because the tax will go woof, obviously. So it's all tickety-boo in that sense. But I also have a junior ISA. I've just started 2 of these. I've not really done much with them. I will do videos on these. But the next step is to think even longer term. That means junior ISAs as well, allowing me to set on the budget, essentially long-term wealth building, not just for me, but for the girls as well. Because it makes sense. You might as well do it. Even if it's a small amount, over the course of like however many years, decades pretty much, it's going to become a big thing. That's important. But the biggest thing that I've realized recently is when you talk about investment strategies, it has to involve your life. You can't just pretend to be someone else. And what you worked at for a certain amount of money will equal how much you're going to invest as well. And it definitely won't be the same if you're earning more money, because you're going to look at things differently, even if it's less. People, as I say, like to copy others, and that's a problem. But when we look at, say, simple investment calculators, £1,000, cool, £300 a month, growth rate of 7% over 20 years, with a bit of a dividend yield. Let's just put that a bit lower. But even if we are reinvesting those dividends with, say, adjustment of inflation, that isn't bad at all with yield on cost and everything else. You are making some money. But there's ways to improve that. The first thing, you can invest for longer, or you can invest earlier, or you can invest more. You can also go to the advanced setting on my calculator here and put a bit of a growth rate on the dividends. Most of the dividend growth rate of good solid, stocks tend to be over 4 or 5% at least over the past 3 to 5 years. What does that do? Well, that gives you a better yield on cost, technically. Nothing crazy though. But more importantly, as I say, if you invest for longer, 30 years, add a little bit extra and go, say, 500. I know that's a lot of money for some, but maybe that dividend yield might also increase a little bit if you're looking at certain stocks. Already, you're going to start noticing that that will grow. It's all about one thing, creating a habit, doing it for longer, doing it, consistently, but more importantly, understand that as you get older, it's going to get easier because you're used to doing it. And I'm hoping for me, it will become a habit, because I will be doing my ISA, which I already am, and then I'll be doing my SIP, which is fine, and then the junior ISA. That will allow me to build that over the course of time without much effort, hopefully, because those contributions over the course of months, years, decades will mean something. But if you've not yet done so, check out my website. I've got ETF screeners, I've got all kinds. Budget planners, which is really useful if you're starting out. Obviously, basic courses, investment calculators, the lot, even pension calculators. The downside to obviously this, it isn't a magic, I'm going to do it for you. You have to put in the hard yards yourself. Because yes, I can go on Snowball Analytics. There's a link below to this if you're interested, if you want real data on your own portfolio with all the live stuff. But ultimately, the investments, realistically, I don't think is the hard part. It's sticking with it when nothing is exciting, when it feels slow, when it feels boring. And you've got to have a goal and a preset in your brain to understand that I want to do this. So when I talk about my plan, which I've just revealed, ISA, SIP, junior ISA, all the time, consistently over the period of years, you will start to see that journey. But I'm hoping that journey of me will kind of hopefully spur you guys on to do the same sort of thing within your own plan, within your own kind of remit of understanding, this is the stocks that I want, these are the ETFs that I want, this is the type of returns that I would like, and this is how long and how much I want to do it for. But in the next couple of weeks, if you subscribe to the channel, you'll see me literally putting money in my accounts. I will be showcasing how much I'm going to be doing on a monthly basis, just so you understand and so you get the picture. And then things will start to build. Obviously, I've had a bit of a reset in my own life, and it's always good to kind of go through it every single time. As I said before, there's links to my website, budget calculators. If you treat it like an expense, it makes it much easier. And if you're not yet done so, slap a like on the video and watch this video. Watch this video. This will help you massively.